So you know what we're doing and stuff?
Yeah, so Dogfucker is out.
Oh.
And Box Full of 18 Heads at the Airport is out.
Oh, when you hear a dog fucker and a box full of 18 heads again, they're good. They're good stories.
They are, but they're just kind of common or garden variety fucked. Today, we're going for what's totally fucked up. G'day viewers, it is indeed Friday. Time for some totally fucked up Friday stories. And yes, if we're not going with the dog fucker and the box full of heads, where are we going?
Hello, Daisy, I'm here. I'm not in the hospital yet.
No, he's actually been out of the hospital since last time I took him there, which is a minor miracle. Soldiering on!
Booyah! I wasn't here this time because I was in a little mini hospital, but I'm out now.
And we're off and running, and let's start with a special Hall of Famer in the world of totally fucked up, the Church of Scientology.
Yeah!
Now, they got in the news this week when a paid bloody advertorial that they put together was put in the website for a fairly reputable magazine called The Atlantic, and it was headed like this is paid content, but it was basically, great year for Scientology! Scientology kicks ass! It's awesome! And a whole bunch of people went, you fucking idiots! You know, you may have this paid thing. It's just, you know, you are, by definition, giving your stamp of approval to them, saying, this deserves to be alongside our news reporting. And after approximately 1 million messages to that effect, the proprietors at the Atlantic went,
yeah, no,
you know what?
Yeah.
Tactical error right there. We should not have... Sorry, I got distracted. My fucking cat's in here! Mimsy, why did you come in here?
Fuck, you got told in or out, and now you've decided I'm freaking out. Well, guess what? You get to play with the lights.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've heard him complain about how much mess I have here. We're approximately ankle deep in pieces of paper and props that I've never cleaned up.
I wouldn't know.
So, if you hear any rustling noise, that's Mimsy going, Jesus Christ, fuck, help me, get me out of here, how do I... So, you know...
How do I swim through detritus and paper?
We'll work on it. So we got to the Atlantic realising they'd fucked up running an advertorial for Scientology.
Pulled it.
Yeah, so they've pulled it, so that's done. But I also found this article where someone's saying, is Scientology self-destructing? And it's like, they seem to be imploding. They're losing senior members. They're losing rank and file. In fact, their total numbers have probably dropped by half in just the last decade. You go, well, why? Are these people suddenly waking up to the fact that they are in the most fucking ridiculous, obviously fake cult ever? Or has Scientology actually got worse?
I've actually seen a lot of those big buildings with symbols on the outside.
Yeah.
I reckon maybe no.
So what they are doing and what they were trumpeting in their paid product placement was what they call the Ideal Organisation. It's basically their version of a cathedral.
Yeah!
Big, impressive buildings to show Scientology.
Yeah!
And the followers said, let's do that.
Nothing like a big fucking building to say how fucking good are we.
And they've been doing them all over the place. Big buildings, and people have been pouring literally millions of dollars into these and then being told they can never go into them. It's just, they've convinced people to take out $1 million loans.
Hang on. So you put in millions of bucks and you're not allowed inside.
Because these people, they've transgressed the unwritten law and they've said, why are you... Because Scientology, look, honestly, as several judges around the world have said...
And Australia.
This is just a scam, right? They get you to pay for your self-improvement. That was their model. It's like, pay us money, we will give you wisdom.
Australia,
you will get better.
2 countries in the world that actually banned it for a little while.
Yeah, it's not banned at the moment. They're allowed to exist, but there's a lot of questions around. So, but their model was always, give us your money and you will get better. Now what they have done is said, just give us a bunch of money and we're going to build a big building. And the faithful said, okay.
Okay, build a big fucking building. It's worked for the Catholics, it's worked for the Anglicans, it's worked for all of the old guys.
So they've paid according to their means, some thousands, some tens of thousands. Some have put millions of dollars into it. But some people made the awful mistake of saying, hey, how are you justifying this change in tax? And they go, well, what we're doing is correcting some errors in L. Ron Hubbard's writing that show that you should just give us shitloads of cash.
Yes.
And they're going, wait. You're actually changing the scripture to justify you taking
You know,
money.
Elron. We're talking Elron here. We're not talking some back straight fucking hooker giving gams for $20. Oh.
Yeah, I've heard stories.
Elron.
Yeah.
We're talking Elron here.
So they're changing the script, but they're correcting it. It's the new golden age of knowledge. And there's only tiny changes like punctuation or whole new chapters.
Either one.
They're almost the same thing.
They almost are, aren't they?
Often when I change, if I'm writing something and I change a full stop to a comma,
Oh my God!
I need a whole, 10 pages to explain why that was necessary.
Exactly.
And if it's a semicolon...
Oh, don't. Let's not go there.
That's where the chapters come in, okay? It's completely justified, except to any vaguely rational
Don't
person.
even let us begin when he puts down an ellipsis.
Yep, the thing that can fit in those 3 dots, I'm telling you...
Forget about it.
So a few people, and this is everyone from rank and file to the top senior people in the church, have said, it's kind of bullshit that you're rewriting Elron's work just to get more money, to the tune of something like $250 million in the last 10 years, right?
Which is, piss money, really?
And the instant you
Throw it in among the trough lollies, really?
The instant you say, I have a problem with that, it's like, bam! You are cut off. You are not allowed through the door of this building. You may, and this is literally true, you may have donated $1 million to this building, but because you dared to ask a question, fuck you. You're never coming in. And
Now, neither is anyone else.
There's nothing going on in these buildings.
By the way,
they're just for show.
They're all built on the outside, but you can't go in.
Because there's nothing in there. And then I'll link to a really long article explaining it. It's heaps of mind-blowing stuff. But my favourite money quote was the guy when he realised just asking a question after donating $1 million got him barred. He goes, that's when I knew I was in a fucking cult.
Oh,
really? Different things for different people. Sometimes it's because you say insane, brain-dead shit, and sometimes they have to take $1 million of your money for you to realise they're fucking you over.
And then tell you to fuck off, you're not allowed in the building you built.
Different strokes for different folks. That's all I'm saying.
It's a big world.
Yeah. Look, and okay, Scientology, it's fun to make fun of them. They're just a bit silly. There have been some people that really, if you have had your faith shaken in humans, you probably don't want to know about these stories, because this is a real example of no matter how bad you think humans are, there's someone worse. And just
much worse.
I've been telling you stories about people excusing rape from around the world, and this has happened in Australia, in the US, all through. I talked about India last week.
Throw a rock, you hit a dickhead, right?
Yeah, a guy who was a candidate for the High Court, the Supreme Court in Indonesia, is being interviewed in the Parliament, and they said, would you impose the death penalty for rape? Which under Muslim Islamic law, Sharia law, is a really serious offence.
Right, and but under normal laws in today's society, they tend not to punish so harshly because the victim tends to get killed if the rapist knows he's going to get killed or jailed for 100 years. So it's an either-or thing. It's a tricky question. It is a tricky question.
But apparently it's up for debate in Indonesia, the world's most populous Muslim nation, that maybe it should be a death penalty for rape. And Captain Cool Guy's answer for would you impose the death penalty for rape, he said, well, no, because in the case of rape, both the rapist and the victim enjoy it. And he appears to be surprised at the negative backlash he got for saying that. And just to show his true colours, is that classic, I'm apologising because I'm really, really sorry I got caught. And he's going like, I was just under pressure and I was stressed by the interview and I just said that as a joke.
Oh, that's better.
That makes it better.
That's so much better.
Idiot.
You're a fucking tool. Hey, guess what? The most populous Muslim nation on earth is half populated by chicks and they're pissed off.
So, yeah, I think that looks like his career's over. Look, and just say, it crosses all boundaries, this sort of...
Apparently the president was later heard to say, you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, also, other worlds, other religions, other countries. In the US, the gift that keeps giving is the anti-gay evangelicals who keep getting caught out with their own sexual proclivities. And it's usually the case of like the guy who hired someone from a site called rentboy.com.
Something like that.
The more
normally.
anti-gay they are, the more gay they turn out to be. But just for a bit of variety, a 43-year-old woman called Lisa Byron, who was key in one of these evangelical, rabidly anti-gay things like, we've got to stop the gays, that's the single biggest threat to the world. She's going to jail because she was making child porn with her 14-year-old daughter, with other men, and herself. So this person who has said that the simple existence of the gays is the greatest moral threat to society is making child porn.
Yeah. Again, yeah.
See, there needs to be a stronger word than hypocrisy.
There does.
Because hypocrisy doesn't quite
just
cut
doesn't
it.
quite fit in that ellipsis.
Yeah.
It's not quite in there. You know, oh, you're gay, therefore bad. Well, not as possibly bad as that.
Yeah. And look, honestly, in case you think that was the lowest of the low, I'm going to bring up the truthers. Now, in any other previous life when I've said truthers, I meant the 9/11 truthers, the World Trade Center truthers who are saying it was all a conspiracy. I thought that was as bad and self-serving as people got, but now there are Sandy Hook truthers. People who actually say that horrific massacre, the killing of all those kiddies, was fake, didn't happen. Look, it's one thing for you to say weird things about why it is absolutely necessary for you to have the right to own military-grade weapons. But to exploit such a horrific tragedy, to say such insane shit, you are truly the lowest of the low. And the bit that makes me really sick is I know, based on humanity's former track record, that while these people are currently my lowest of the low for humanity,
And they are, believe it,
someone worse is going to come along, and that's what
and they
really
fucking are,
horrifies me.
believe it.
But seriously, speaking of death and loss, there was a college footballer in the US.
Too soon, man. It's too soon.
Manti Te'o.
Okay.
Now, for those who aren't familiar
Okay.
with the American college football scene, it's actually bigger
enormous.
than most adult sporting things are in other countries. FA Cup, that's nothing compared to college football. In Australia, the AFL, the NRL, nothing compared to what goes on
College
for college
football,
football.
let's eat both of them whole for fucking breakfast.
So,
it's enormous, right? The money is just incredible.
Yeah, so if you are high profile in that, you are high profile. And Manti Te'o, he was a good player. He's playing for Notre Dame, the Catholic college. He's a Mormon, very devout. And he suffered a couple of tragedies. His grandmother died, and almost at the same time, he found out his girlfriend, who had leukemia, had died. It was the story of the year, and he used the inspiration of her love for him to play some killer games. He almost won the top award for college players, the Heisman Trophy. He came second in the voting. It was the inspirational story of the year. Yeah. Not true.
Yeah, all bullshit.
The girlfriend never existed.
Not one time.
It was like his internet girlfriend, not real.
No.
Mind-blowing someone made this up. Now, really, the only open question at the moment is how much did our man Manti Te'o know and when? Because weirdly, no matter... Notre Dame himself has said, I'm the complete victim. I thought she was real. I've been set up. Even if that's absolutely true, he still talked to the media after he'd admitted to his coaches she was fake. He'd found out she was fake. He still talked to the media as if she was real. And the story with him and her goes back years.
Like,
so
really years.
How? That's the bit that I think is stretching credulity a little.
I mean, you can carry on an online friendship with someone and not meet them. I accept that.
Yeah.
You know, and I do this and have done this with people overseas all the time.
Like,
However,
no one actually watches these videos. We just convince ourselves there's someone out there.
Right, so I get on the internet and go footage, because I can't type. And then, basically, you know, you meet people online and you meet them. But, if, you know, they're not my pretend girlfriend.
Yeah, and it's so hard to know what's true. Like, a guy had created this false person years ago, and he's obviously deliberately created. That seems to be beyond doubt. The only question is where our football hero knew about it. One of his teammates has been interviewed, didn't say he was part of the fraud, but said no one in the team believed that this was his girlfriend. They thought it was just an internet friend, and he's an attention whore, and he milked it for all it's worth. And when she died, the teammate said that he thought she was a real person who died, but completely milked the girlfriend aspect to get attention, which worked. Who knows what's true? It might not come out. But even if it comes out that he was part of the scam, that still doesn't answer why. Why would you make up the fake girlfriend? And there's a couple of reasons. One is just because you can't get a real girlfriend.
That's fair, mind you. He's a college ball player.
Good-looking big guy. That doesn't seem like it. Yeah, often it's to cover up that you're gay.
That's fair. That happens.
Who knows? Third, it's just because you're a big attention whore, and it's the old "I've got a girlfriend in Canada" thing. It's just weird, okay? And look, the guy's going to be subject to a lot of scrutiny, and I think it's almost impossible for the truth, whatever that may be, to not come out. And he's going to be subject to a lot of things. But look, honestly, you've got to remember, people who may want to attack him and make fun of him, don't forget the true heartache of he's gone through. A person who never existed has died.
Oh, come on, man.
What?
Come on. It was like I was saying before. It's too soon, right? At least have the grace to allow the body of his pretend girlfriend who never existed to go into her pretend grave that was never real to get cold. You know, too soon. Too soon.